I became aware of the law of attraction at a very early age, but really didn't know what I was doing. And it was probably with the movie The Secret that it all clicked. So I thought back of the things that I had manifested for myself and tried to match my feelings for those manifestations. And it always was in a joyous, happy mode. However, there are a couple times where, and these all dealt with employment, that I had sent out to the universe what I was looking for, and I was taking action towards getting those positions, yet nothing was happening. And I understand from the analogy you used in the first session to where I turned around in the stream. But when I did so, I was not joyous. I was more depressed, despair. And it was the day that I turned around in the stream that the calls for the interviews came in. What I don't understand is the way I was feeling, because it was not joyous, how that was in alignment with what I was asking for.
A woman asked us a similar question one day. She said, Abraham, I was driving down a freeway and I was listening to a recording. In fact, she said I was listening to an Abraham recording. And in the middle of that, I was pulled over by a policeman and given a ticket. So I think I was feeling good, she said. And in my feeling good, how could something like that happen to me? Now, you're asking a similar question, in my feeling bad. In other words, the point that both of you are making is, I think I was feeling different than how it turned out. So how do you explain it? So as we visited with her a little bit, we asked her what the ticket was for. And she said, for not wearing a seatbelt. And we asked her what she thinks about that. And she clearly stated, emphatically, she thinks it's a stupid, stupid law. And she resents the law existing at all. And she's not that happy about policemen that enforce such unimportant laws. They should have other things to do. And as she talked, and we let her just talk for a while, it became very evident that she had quite a vibration going about that. So then we said, so as you're driving down the freeway, the policeman is out there doing what he is being paid to do, and he is trolling for money as he is moving up and down the freeways. And different people have different vibrations about this same subject, and of all of the people anywhere in his vicinity, there was a beacon coming out of your car that said, I'm what you're looking for. And so we explained to her that even though she was in that moment feeling pretty good, comparatively speaking, that still there was an active vibration within her that made her a vibrational match. And then we like to say to all of you, there's an active vibration within you that makes you the vibrational match to everything that happens. So sometimes when your desire is very strong, even though your expectation or your belief is not up to speed with your desire, sometimes the power of that desire is very strong. So this is what happened to you. Through the life that you were living, you had launched that rocket of desire, and you very, very much wanted that interview. In other words, that had been in motion for a long time. And even though you were beating the drum of something that was keeping you from being a perfect vibrational match to it, your desire was very strong. You know earlier how we said the stream is going to have its way with you? So what you experienced was the power of your desire in spite of your negative expectation. And we've been saying for some time that if your desire is very strong, it almost does not matter what your belief is. Your desire will carry it because you get the momentum going, but it's still a sort of rocky ride for you. It would have been a much more pleasant experience. And also the unfolding of it would be more comfortable. You can never get to the perfection of what you're looking for amidst negative emotion. But all of you are living a sort of balance of vibration. And sometimes your desire is stronger than your belief. Sometimes your belief is stronger than a desire. In other words, how would you explain it that some people get cancer even though they really, really don't want it? And we say it isn't because they're looking at the subject of cancer necessarily and beating the drum of it. It's that the vibrational essence of their life based upon what they are looking at is what's manifesting. And so that's what we want to say to all of you. What is manifesting in your life is always an exact replication of the balance of vibration within you. And one way of knowing what your vibration is just to watch and see what manifests. We call that post-manifestational awareness. Or you can begin to guide it by deliberately conjuring the way you feel, by deliberately focusing with the intent of affecting the way you feel. In other words, always looking for relief, always looking for relief. Also, whenever you focus, in other words, look at it this way. So you'd been living life and you'd launched that rocket. And it was well along the way. And you were taking score and becoming increasingly agitated because you needed the job. And as you were focusing somewhat negatively, which is the place that you are taking score from, in other words, surprising that in my strong determination and subsequent negative emotion, that would be the time that it broke loose. And we say there's a lot of power in the feeling of determination, isn't there? In other words, determination can feel like determination. Rarely would describe that in negative emotion. In other words, when something isn't going right and you say, all right, that's it, I'm going to make this happen, there's a determination that is a downstream sort of movement. And so as you play with this more, you will learn to fine-tune the way you're feeling more. But just know, nothing happens that is not a vibrational match to the balance of the vibrations within you. And we really appreciate your question because it's something that comes up really often. People will say, Abraham, if it's true that when I ask it is given, then where's my stuff? And we say, it is given when you ask, but you must find a way to become a vibrational match to what you're asking for. And that's the whole part of the art of allowing. It's learning to know what this feeling means, learning to know what this feeling means. And so you have this combination of things going on inside of you all of the time. The combination of how fast the stream is flowing and what you're doing in relationship with the stream. A woman said to us one day, it's not fair, Abraham. I'm sick. I have 3 or 4, she named them, really big label diseases. And she said, and I'm a pretty positive person. And I have a friend who is so negative who is not sick. Now, why is that? How can she get away with it? And we said, when your car is moving 100 miles an hour and you hit a tree, it's a bigger problem than when your car is moving 5 miles an hour and hit a tree. So by the power of your focus, you get the energy moving. And then depending upon the direction of your attention, you go with it or you don't. So the art of allowing is learning to let life cause you to make the stream go faster, and then learning to do the best job that you can do in any moment of having the least resistance that is possible right here, right now. And the more you pay attention to the way you feel, the more you will notice the exact correlation. You'll get so good at recognizing what you're feeling that you'll be able to predict with accuracy the timing of manifestations. In other words, because the more energy that you feel, the faster it's moving. And the more positive that feels to you, the quicker you're moving to it. But if you've got fast moving energy and you've got strong negative emotion, it doesn't mean that the stream isn't taking you. It just means that you're having a harder ride on the way to it. In other words, you really we want to make this clear. You cannot prevent your well-being from reaching you. You can't. You might have to croak to get it, but you cannot keep your well-being from reaching you. Some of you just get very practiced at holding it off longer than it needs to be held off. Helpful?
Very. Thank you.